Good morning, students. Today I will talk about the problems from 35 to 46 for your benchmark 3, which will be conducted on March 11th and 12th. Okay, remember that this is the first review and the problems from 1 to 34 I will explain in another video. Okay, problems from 35 to 46 covers the topics addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of rational expression and solving rational equations. Okay, now look at the problem number 35. See, already I told you about addition subtraction of two rational expressions when they have same denominator and different denominators. Okay, if you have different denominators, first multiply the denominators, which is x square minus 16 and x plus 4, right? Then you cross multiply 8x times x plus 4 minus 4 times x square minus 16. Okay, now to simplify this expression, we need to distribute and combine like terms. So 8x times x, that is 8x square, 8x times 4, that is 32x, negative 4x square, positive 64 divided by x square minus 16 times x plus 4. So combining like terms here, 8x square minus 4x square, which is 4x square, plus 32x plus 64 divided by x square minus 16 and x plus 4. Okay, now taking GCF out in the numerator, that is the greatest common factor is 4. So 4 times 4, if you take it out of the parenthesis, that is 4 times x square plus 8x plus 16 divided by x square minus 16 and x plus 4. Okay. Now we need to find out the factors for the numerator and denominator and cancel out the terms which is common. So that is what? Simplifying, right? Simplifying means we have to reduce this fraction. Okay, the factors of 16, which gives you 8, that is 4 and 4. So by multiplying these two, I should get 16, and by adding, I should get 8. So it is 4 and 4, so which is 4 times x plus 4 times x plus 4 divided by, okay, this one is in the form of a square minus b square, right, which is a plus b times a minus b. So here a equals square root of x square, which is x, and b is square root of 16, which is 4. So the factors for x square minus 16 is x plus 4, x minus 4, and already we have x plus 4 there. Just bring it down. So now x plus 4 will be cancelled. X plus 4 will be crossed out. So the answer is 4 divided by x minus 4, right? That is your final answer. Right. What is the difference between 2x plus 3y over 10 and x minus y over 4? So the difference means we should subtract these two, which is 2x plus 3y divided by 10 minus x minus y over 4. Okay. Now here again we have different denominators. So what I am doing here is multiplying 10 times 4, that is 40. Cross multiply this, that is 4 times 2x plus 3y minus 10 times x minus y. Okay, so which equals, distribute and combine like terms again here also. 4 times 2, that is 8x. 4 times 3, that is 12y minus 10x plus 10y divided by 40. Okay, so we can combine 8x and negative 10x. 8 minus 10, that is negative 2x. 12 plus 12y plus 10y, that is 22y divided by 40. So what is the greatest common factor? We can take it out, that is 2. If you take it out, so you get 11y minus x divided by 40. So 2 divided by 40, which gives you 1 over 20, that is 11y minus x divided by 20. So this is your final answer. Right? So problem number 37 is, we have to simplify, that is reduce the fraction. So how can we reduce it? So we need to find out the factors for the numerator and as well as denominator. So we have 3x square plus 4x minus 4. So already I explained you about finding the factors for a quadratic expression. So what to do here? So multiply 3 times negative 4 which gives you negative 12. So find the factors of negative 12 which gives you 4. So by adding those two, right? What are the factors of negative 12? So it is 6 and negative 2. Because by adding these two factors we get 4, right? Okay. Now what are those two factors you are going to write inside the parenthesis? Since we have the coefficient of x square here, so we put 3x here. We start with 3x in each parenthesis. Next, what I told you, we got the factors as 6 and negative 2. So add 6 and subtract 2. But this is not the factors for the given quadratic expression. The coefficient is what? 3x square. Now if you observe this first factor can be simplified by dividing by 3. So if it is simplified, simplify it. Then x plus 2 and 3x minus 2. Okay? Right. These are the factors for the numerator. Now in the same way we can find out for the denominator also. We have 15xy minus 10y. So what is the common factor? We can take it out from 15xy minus 10y. So that is 5y is the common factor. So inside the parenthesis it is 2x minus, this is 3x minus 2, right? Now substitute these factors in the given problem. So the numerator becomes x plus 2 times 3x minus 2 divided by 5y times 3x minus 2. Okay, here 3x minus 2 and 3x minus 2 will be crossed out. The answer is x plus 2 over 5y. Okay, alright. Problem number 38 is the division of two rational expressions, right? Okay, whenever you have a division, whenever you have to divide, I told you to keep the first fraction and change this division to multiplication, and the next fraction you have to flip it. Remember this one? So whenever you need to divide two rational fractions, remember that. Keep, change, flip. So this is x plus 8 divided by x minus 8. Okay, now we need to change this division to multiplication. Now again the factors of x square minus 64. This is in the form of a square minus b square. So a equals x here, b equals 8. So the factors for x square minus 64 is x plus 8 and x minus 8. Okay, so I am writing here x plus 8, x minus 8. Oh, we need to flip this one, right? So this will goes to the denominator. So flipping 8 minus x divided by x plus 8 and x minus 8. Okay. Do anything will be crossed out here? Means can we cancel anything here? So I can see here clearly that x minus 8, x plus 8 and x plus 8 will be cancelled. Now look in the numerator here. We have 8 minus x, right? So this part, can I take a negative outside here so that you get negative of x minus 8. See here, again if you distribute this one, you get 8 minus x. Negative times x, that is negative x. Negative times negative, that is positive 8 minus x. So, now what happens? This x minus 8 and x minus 8 will be cancelled. So you get negative 1 over x minus 8. Okay, this is one answer. Or what I can write? 1 over negative of x minus 8, which is as same as 1 over 8 minus x. Okay, that is that this one you can take it as your answer, or you can stop the problem here. But that depends upon the multiple choice that is given to you. Right, problem number 39. So we have the multiplication symbol here. Means we need to multiply these two rational fractions. Nothing, it is very simple. Just find the factors for the numerator and denominator and simplify. So the factors of negative 9, by adding those two factors I should get 8. So it is 9 and negative 1. Okay, that is x plus 9 times x minus 1 divided by, now next one, the factors of 4, which give, by adding those two factors I should get 5. So it is 4 and 1, it is x plus 4 and x plus 1. Now if you observe this one, this is in the form of a square minus b square. So we did many of the problems like this. Even the denominator part is also a square minus b square. So your a is 1 there, right? Sorry, a is x and b is 1. So it is x plus 1 times x minus 1. I am using the formula. The formula is what? A square minus b square equals a plus b times a minus b. In the same way, x square minus 81, right? So that is x plus 9 times x minus 9. Since for this your a is x and b is 9. Okay, now cancel the terms which are common in the numerator and denominator. X plus 9, x plus 9. Anything else? Yeah, x plus 1, x plus 1. So we have to multiply these two, right? That is x minus 1 times x minus 1, which is x minus 1 square divided by x plus 4 times x minus 9. Okay, this will be your final answer. Problem number 40. So first let us read the problem carefully. What expression should replace the missing numerator to make the expression below simplify to equal to 1? Simplify to equal 1. It means we need to find out this value, question mark, so that by multiplying, we have two operations here, multiplication and division. Okay, we know the order of operations, right? First we need to multiply, then divide. So find the factors again. First to simplify, that is multiply these two factors, this one and this one. Then whatever you get, keep, change, flip. Okay, factors of 30. By adding those factors, I should get negative 11. So it is negative 6 and negative 5. That is x minus 7 divided by x minus 6 and x minus 5. Okay. Now factors of negative 15, so that by adding I should get negative 2. So negative 5 and 3. So it is x minus 5 and x plus 3 divided by x plus 2. Yeah, I'm not changing anything right now. This is your question mark divided by x square minus 4x minus 12. Okay. Now see here, this x minus 5 and x minus 5 will be cancelled. So we get here x minus 7, x plus 3 divided by x minus 6, x plus 2. Okay, I will do one thing here, that is I will change this division to multiplication and flip this fraction. So before we flip this fraction, let me find out the factors for negative 12, so that by adding those two factors I should get negative 4. So the factors will be negative 6 and positive 2. So this will go to the numerator, right? We have to flip the fraction. So that is x minus 6 times x plus 2 divided by question mark. Okay, right. By simplifying this, this should be equal to what? 1. Okay. Now x minus 6 will be cancelled. X plus 2 and x plus 2 will be cancelled. Now look here, in the numerator we have x minus 7 and x plus 3. Right. I need to find out this denominator value so that this will be equal to 1. Right. So your denominator must be what? X minus 7 and x plus 3. See, because so that these two will be crossed out, you get 1. So multiply these two, you get x square minus 4x minus 21. So that is the final answer. Yeah, problem number 41. Right, this is a constructed response. Right, it means in your benchmark some problems will be multiple choice questions and some will be constructed response questions. So you need to show your work here. Right, before we solve this problem, we have the properties of exponents, right? So the first one which we need here is x to the mth power divided by x to the nth power, which equals what? X to the power m minus n. That is one property we are going to use. The second property I am going to use in this problem is x to the mth power and whole raised to n, which equals what? X to the power m times n. This is the second property which I am going to use. The third property is converting the radical expression to a rational equation or fractional form. So before that, you see the numbers here. So see, in all these cases the bases should be same, but in the given problem we have different bases. You have 4 here, right? You have 64 here in the denominator and we have 2 here. So how can I convert all these bases into same value, means same number? So I am keeping the numerator same here, that is 4 to the exponent a divided by this 64. 64 is what? It is 4 times 4 times 4, which is 4q, right? So this is 4q to the exponent b raised to the exponent b, and here this 2 I will be writing it as 4, square root of 4, right? Okay, which is 4 to the exponent a divided by, right, here I am using this property, x to the mth power raised to n is what? X to the exponent m times n. So it is 4 to the exponent 3b. Right, how do you convert this radical expression to rational equation or rational expression, sorry, or fractional form? So when you don't have any number here, means we know that it is 2, and what is the exponent we have? That is 1 here, right? So to convert into the fractional form, we bring this 2 to the denominator over here, that is 4 to the exponent 1/2. Now we have same bases here, same base. So when you have same base and you are dividing, so it is 4 to the exponent a minus 3b equals 4 to the exponent 1/2. Right, when the bases are equal, the exponents, the powers also equal. So for example, you have some 5 square, right? If it is equal to 5 to the exponent x, so what this x must be? This x must be equal to the 2, right? whatever the exponent we have, then only these two will be equal. 5 square equals 5 square. So your x should be 2. So in the same way here also, remember this one, whenever you have same base on the opposite side of the equal sign, then you can equal the powers, that is exponents. Now I can say that a minus 3b is equal to what? 1/2. So your answer is a minus 3b equals 1/2. Right. Problem number 42. Solve for x. Okay, we have rational expressions on both sides. So I told you already that we are going to use the cross multiplication principle when you have a fraction on both sides of the equal sign. When you have one fraction on both sides of the equal sign. But before that, before we cross multiply, it should be in simplified form. So 2 over x plus 5 equals 6 divided by, so the factors of x square minus 25, that is in which form? A square minus b square again. So that is x plus 5 and x minus 5. So I can cross out this x plus 5 and x plus 5, right? So these two are on the opposite sides of the equal sign, so I can cross it out. Or else if you multiply both sides by x plus 5, this will be crossed out. So it is 2 divided by 1 equals 6 divided by x minus 5. So now cross multiply it. This is 2x minus 10 equals 6. Yeah, you know how to simplify this one, right? To solve for x, we have to isolate the variable here. So add 10 on both sides, which is 2x equals 16, divide by 2, then you get x equals 6. But remember one thing, that whenever you are solving the rational equations, you have to check for your extraneous solution. It means once you got your x value, plug in that x value in the denominator. So if you plug it in here, you get 11, that is 6 plus 5, right? That is, you get 11, and here 36 minus 25, you get some 6. So this is a valid answer. Suppose if we get this by plugging in x equals 6, if we get 0, this is an extraneous solution, right? So here our answer is x equals 6. That's your answer, right? Yeah, problem number 43. So I told you already that we will use the cross multiplication principle in solving the rational equations. So when we use the cross multiplication principle, when you have one fraction on each side of the equal sign, but those fractions must be in simplified form. Remember that. Okay, but here on the left side, first we need to add these two fractions. Right, we have different denominators. So multiply the denominators first, x times x plus 3. Then cross multiply it, 1 times x plus 3 plus 3 times x, that is 3x, equals 11 divided by, okay, x square plus 3x. What is common from these two? That is x is common, x times x plus 3. So again here I can cross out x times x plus 3 because it is on the opposite sides of the equal sign. Now distribute and combine like terms. Sorry, x plus 3 plus 3x equals 11. So combining like terms, x and 3x, which gives me 4x plus 3 equals 11. Subtract 3, which is 4x equals 11 minus 3, that is 8, divided by 4, x equals 2. So check for extraneous solution by substituting in the denominator. So when everything is positive, there is no possibility of getting 0. So your answer is x equals 2. Problem number 44. Okay, this is a very interesting question. Here, for which values of x the equation, that is the rational equation, becomes, will have an extraneous solutions. So just to find the factors for the denominator here. So the factors of negative 14, so that by adding those factors I should get 5, right? So 7 and negative 2. So it is a divided by x plus 7 and x minus 2 minus b divided by, now the factors of negative 56, so that again by adding I should get negative 1, negative 8 and positive 7. So the factors will be x minus 8 and x plus 7 equals c divided by factors of 16, which gives you negative 10. So this is negative 8 and positive negative 2. It is x minus 8 and x minus 2. Okay, we got the factors for the denominator. Now, for which values of x would be extraneous solutions? So, if you observe the denominators here, you cannot cross them out because nothing is common in each of these three fractions in the denominator, right? So, for what values of x the denominator becomes 0? So, what are the different factors we have in the denominator? That is what we have to look for. The first one is, can I take x plus 7? This is one factor. The other factor is x minus 2. The third factor is x minus 8. Right? These are the three different factors we have in the denominator. So extraneous solution means what? We need to find out the values of x for which denominator becomes 0. So first let me equal this one to 0. What you get here? X equals negative 7. X minus 2 equals 0. So x equals positive 2. X minus 8 equals 0. X equals 8. So can I say that negative 7, positive 2 and positive 8 are your extraneous solutions? Because if you plug in either x equals negative 7 or 2 or 8, the denominator part, any one fraction of the denominator will become 0. So your extraneous solutions are negative 7, 2 and 8. So that will be your answer. Okay, problem number 45. Solve for x in terms of a, b and c. Right, we have two rational fractions here. So combine them first, then simplify the rational fraction, that is find out the factors and cross multiply it. We have different denominators here. So that is, multiply the denominators first. X times x minus 4. Cross multiply a times x minus 4 and b times x. Bx equals c divided by, right, we can take x common from these two factors, right? That is x times x minus 4. Alright. Now this x times x minus 4, x times x minus 4 will be cancelled out. Distribute this a here. So ax minus 4a plus bx equals what? C. But we need to solve for x here in terms of a, b and c. So from ax and bx we can take x common, that is x times a plus b minus 4a equals c, right? Now add 4a on both sides. That is x times a plus b equals c plus 4a. Divide by a plus b. So a plus b and a plus b will be crossed out. So the answer is x equals c plus 4a divided by a plus b. Okay. So that's your x value in terms of a, b and c. That's your final answer. Right. Now next we will go to the problem number 46. I think so that is the last problem. Yeah. Again, it is a constructed response question. So solve for x. So we need to combine 1 over x and 4 over 5x. We have different denominators. So multiply it. X times 5x. Cross multiply. 1 times 5x is 5x. And 4 times x is 4x equals 1 divided by 10. So 5x plus 4x, that is 9x divided by 5x square equals 1 divided by 10. Okay, we can cross multiply. Right, before that x divided by x square. So this one I can write as 9 divided by what? 5x. That is 2 minus 1. So wherever you have the greatest exponent, that remains there, you have to subtract the exponents. If in the numerator you have greatest exponent, so your variable stays in the numerator and subtract the exponents. In the denominator, if you have greatest exponent, your variable stays in the denominator, subtract the exponents, right? So it is 1 over 10. Okay. Now here I cross multiply. This is 5x times 1, 5x equals 90 divided by 5, x equals, it is 5 and 5 and 40, right? 18. So that's your final answer. Okay, students, we discussed the problems from 35 to 46, and this is the review 1, and the other 2 reviews I am going to post, where I am going to discuss problems numbered from 1 to 34. Good luck.